Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. It feels so weird to be recording a voiceover for this video right now because I skipped an upload last week and I had a couple of weeks of pre-filming, so it's been a while since I've made a video, but we're coming back with a very interesting one because today I'm trying acrylic markers or acrylic paint in my bullet journal for the first time. Now, before I get into all of that, I do want to say that this looks like a February bullet journal setup, and that's because it technically is. I know I missed my upload last week when this video was supposed to come out where I set up my journal for February, so I was doing a lot of like filming frantically and like I was procrastinating filming my setup because I didn't know what to do, but I knew I had to hurry and get it out for this weekend. So it was a lot of like stress figuring out things at last minute because I was also busy with college stuff and other things like that. So I came up with this idea that I was finding inspiration from on Pinterest to use acrylic markers because I've had quite a few for a while. I'll talk about that in just a minute, like I said. So I made this entire setup. This was like 2 full spreads for February. However, I do think they're very cute and I think that they're kind of adorable, honestly. I really like how they look, but I feel like I have a different idea that I might want to do instead. And I also feel like the first cover page spread was a lot better than the second spread. So you might see a new February bullet journal setup coming next week that will like replace this, or you may not. It's still up in the air right now. Like I said, everything is very temporary and like up in the air, confusing. I'm still kind of working it out myself, which is why you guys are literally seeing in real time me like making decisions. So this could be my February setup. It could be that I make another one coming out next week, but you will just have to wait and see, and I will just have to make my decision hopefully as soon as possible. That being said, I am going to be making 2 spreads today using acrylic markers for the first time, and overall I think the cover page especially looks super cute, so I'm excited to show you guys the finished product. But let's chat about the markers themselves. So basically, I was sent these acrylic markers by arrtyx a couple months ago, and I have not used them besides trying them out in that video that I tested them in, and I wanted to use them directly into my bullet journal, but I was nervous because essentially these are markers, but the ink isn't like marker ink, it's literally paint in a pen, which is really nice because very similar to like using acrylic paint. It has the same effect of like you can technically blend them, but they basically dry very quickly. It's a hard color. You can't like reuse the paint with water like you maybe could with a watercolor. It's like it reacts very similarly to actual acrylic paint. It just happens to come out of a pen instead. And it also is easier because I don't have to get out a huge like paint palette and water cup and multiple bottles of paint. You know, it's much more easy to travel with, easy to use, just to have a compact set of pens. Now this video is not sponsored at all, by the way. I'm just like saying my honest thoughts about acrylic markers in general after trying them for the first time for real yesterday. What I do think is interesting is that they are completely opaque. So you can literally have a dark color, like you could draw with a dark blue, navy blue, black, dark red, something like that, and go on top of it after that color has dried with a lighter color, and it will completely show up once the first color is dry. Now, because I'm so used to doing things in a light to dark method, because I usually use water-based markers or alcohol markers where you can't go on top of a dark color with something lighter, in this video I tended to do light first then dark just because my mind is used to that method. However, I could totally go on top of a dark color with like a light color in this setup and it would work the same way. I mean, at the end, I do end up using some white highlights and I test that theory a lot, and so you can see that it works, but I could literally draw any of this in any order I wanted to and have the colors still show up completely opaque because they layer perfectly, because it's literally paint, like coming from a pen. So it's a really interesting medium to work with, very different from the markers that I'm used to, but it was good to experiment with. It's quite like a flat color. So it's a very different type of art style that I'm used to because I like to usually like blend, you know, markers and like have a little bit of streakiness, have some ombre effects in the colors as you blend 2 different colors together. But in this situation, I really didn't focus on blending. I just focused on almost a abstract like pop art style of shading and coloring, because for every drawing here, I do add a second layer of a darker color. Like for example, all of the clouds have the lighter base layer and then a darker layer on top, leaving usually the top curves still the lighter color. So it adds like a shadow and there's still more depth, but it's very like cartoonish in its style of shading. It's very, like I said, pop art, abstract. I'm not trying to blend the 2 colors together. I'm recognizing that there is going to be a hard line between the lighter and the darker color, but I'm like leaning into that art style of like very defined shadows and allowing it to be very cartoonish, very animated, like I guess. It's kind of the words I'm thinking of here. I hope what I'm saying makes sense, but basically it's just that because the paint is so opaque, I didn't try blending. I just leaned into the fact that it was going to be hard color and sharp lines. Now, one thing I really love about this cover page, I think, and that's why it's my favorite out of the 2 spreads that I make in today's video, is I think that the layout is super cool. So I had the idea very last minute to do some kind of like love robot slash Nintendo game Switch slash acrylic marker cloud theme. It's kind of a mess of a bunch of different things, but I liked the idea of like these 2 robots kind of floating in space, coming towards each other. There's one at the top right and one at the bottom left of the right side of the spread. And then they're kind of floating over this like Nintendo game console thing. I don't video game, can you tell? Because I'm probably not using the right lingo here. But they're floating over this because it's almost like the galaxy in the game is like exploding outwards from the console. So we have the clouds on the outside, some planets, the robots, and then the like different, it almost looks like crossword boxes are essentially supposed to be like pixels, like, you know, pixels of a game that are just like exploding outwards. Again, it looks a little bit like crossword, sometimes it looks like pixels. I don't know, I like it. I think it's super cute. And I also like how the spread kind of continues onto the left. Like if you look at some of the clouds towards the left side of the game console, like the purple, pink, and blue ones, it's almost like overlapping. I mean, in fact, it is overlapping onto the left side of the spread. So everything is very connected as I have my calendar over here in multiple different colors. This is a vertical calendar. It's kind of a weird layout. Basically, if I turn the entire bullet journal on its side, then we have the normal calendar like in February with the 2 Saturday, Sunday, and then a full week, and then 5 days at the very bottom. However, I just rotated it sideways and wrote the numbers vertically sideways, so I could turn the journal if I want to write in this, or I could just write it in it like this, but it does look weird, but it is an actual calendar shape. And then I just filled in the extra spaces where there are no dates, like at the very top of the calendar, top right, and then at the very bottom left of the spread, with some extra clouds, pixels, planets, things like that. Now, because the paint is completely opaque, whenever I go in to color the robots, it actually covered over the line art. Now, I did expect this to happen because I did some testing before I started filming. However, I wanted to make sure that I had all of the pieces that were going to be outlined with line art, specifically in their spots and like secured, if that makes sense, before I went in with the acrylic markers for the clouds. Because as you can see, the Nintendo Switch, the pixels, the robots, those are all outlined. However, the clouds, the swirls, the planets, those are not outlined. And so I wanted to do the outlined stuff first, so I had that stuff in place before I added the clouds. And I had more freedom with the clouds because it's literally just circles and blobs of paint, basically, so I could kind of edit them, move them if I needed to, by like adding more in different spots, whereas line art is finalized, if that makes sense. So I knew that going over the robots, coloring them in with the gray, pink, and blue colors would go over the line art, but that's okay because I basically just went on over the paint again with more line art and kind of reestablish those darker outlines. So it was kind of a back and forth process to kind of figure out what I wanted to be in paint, what I wanted to be left blank, what I wanted to have line art, what I wanted to not have line art. But I think overall the layout is really cool. I think it's very adorable, honestly. This could very easily be translated to like a kid's cartoon in my opinion, which I mean, I don't know if I really want my bullet journal to represent like kids stuff maybe, but I think it's like an adorable picture anyway. And this is why I'm going back and forth on whether or not I want to use these spreads for my February setup, because I do think it's really cute. I think it's like very colorful. I like how the calendar represents the colors on the right. It's not like a boring black and white calendar with art. It's like all one big picture kind of melded together. I think that the layout here is super cute, but I also think that I don't know if I want to just be like making like cute kid like spreads, you know. I think it's adorable, but is it like my favorite thing ever? No. So I'm going back and forth on what I want to do instead for February, if I am going to create a second setup or if I'm going to just use this one. Again, you'll probably see next week or the week after, whenever I finally upload my next video, what I decide on. You guys will definitely see at that point, but yeah, as of right now, I'm kind of going back and forth on it. But with that being said, let me move on to the second spread. In this second spread, I'm basically doing a combination of multiple spreads or pages that I could be doing. I do this a lot in my bullet journal where I combine multiple elements on one spread. So on the very right, I'm going to have this like chart of boxes, very similar to the calendar page on the first spread, but this is actually going to be my academic planner. Now that college is back in session, I like to do a monthly academic planner where I can divide my month into every week of that month and then my 5 classes that I'm taking this semester. So this is a 4x5 chart. Each column is a different week, each row is a different class, and basically weekly, I can just put all of my assignments for those particular classes in that box. If there are any quizzes, exams, projects, etc., that way I know what's coming up. I have a big overview of the month ahead, and I usually like to put smaller academic planners on a weekly basis in my weekly spreads as well. So that's on the right side of the spread. On the left side, I'm going to have a couple habits tracked in the top left corner, and then I'm going to have an expenses tracker in the bottom left corner. But before we get into that, I'm doing a lot of big clouds at the very top. Now, these are honestly very therapeutic to draw. It's basically, as you can see, just multiple circles overlapping each other in different sizes to create these very fluffy, cartoonish cloud shapes. Now, I had the idea of doing this like circle of black to be like the background of the space galaxy in the very top center, and then all the clouds are like exploding outwards outside of that box, and then I'm gonna have more decorations along the edges, etc., as I continue the rest of the spread. I think overall it's very, like I said, very colorful, very immersive. I really like how the colors look, but my main problem with this spread, as you guys will see in just a few minutes, is how I colored in the very top circle. It's going to become a little messy, and that's what my main problem with it is, but I won't get too far ahead of myself. You will see me colored in as I keep working on this spread. But while I work on this, I want to talk about, again, acrylic markers and my thoughts about them, because I'm sure you guys are very curious about how I use them directly into my bullet journal. Now, I was worried about them warping the paper or even bleeding through. Because these are acrylic markers, they don't actually have like any water in them. There's no like, okay, it is liquid, but it's not like soaking through the paper. So whereas I'm very scared to use something like wet acrylic paint or watercolor paint in my bullet journal directly, because I'm afraid it's going to like bleed through the paper. With this, I tested on a separate sheet of paper. I tested on a different bullet journal before I went in with the setup, and it did just fine. There is absolutely no ghosting, no bleeding through the paper when you use it. The only thing that maybe could be an issue is if you use a lot of marker in one spot, like for example, if I'm coloring over the same cloud multiple times with different colors of paint, then you might see a little bit of warping on the other side, which means when you turn the paper over, there may be a little bit of bubbling, a little bit of not smooth, but like altered texture to the paper. It's not like you can actually see the color. It's not like it's bleeding through or causing any holes in the paper. It's just that it's warped just a teensy little bit. So if that bothers you, keep that in mind. But honestly, even for things like water-based markers, which I often use directly into my bullet journal, sometimes if I use too much color in one spot, the same thing will happen. I also want to mention that I'm using a bullet journal with 160 GSM paper. For comparison, copy paper is about 100 GSM, and watercolor paper that they use in like very thick paper for sketchbooks is around 300 GSM. So my bullet journal paper is somewhere in between that. You might be able to find stats about GSM either on the website where you buy your journals, maybe it's in the packaging for your journals, things like that. I always recommend trying to find bullet journals with thicker paper like 160 GSM because it means you can withstand more intense art supplies. Like for example, I did not test these markers on copy paper, which is 100 GSM. So if you have a bullet journal with like thinner paper, you might want to test that before and see if the warping is any worse than it would be in thicker paper, etc., etc. And it also depends on personal preference, because what might bother me in my bullet journal may not bother you, and vice versa. So definitely test it on your own, but I think that just from my experience testing it yesterday and the day before, I think that using these acrylic markers directly into your bullet journal is probably going to be totally fine. So we're coming to the end here, and as you can see, my main problem with this spread is just how busy it is at the top. I think there's just a lot going on as far as the clouds being very huge, taking up space, very eye-catching compared to the more lighter colors on the bottom side of the spread. And I think that how the words habit tracker and academic planner like overlap these dark colors of clouds, I had to add some white drop shadows, which are not my favorite look ever. I'm also continuing to add more tiny planets, dots, sparkles, things like that, to just make this very cutesy, celestial, galaxy-like, you know, very like classic space drawing. I feel I'm not doing anything super original here, but I just felt overall it was very cluttered in the very top center. If I block the top part of the spread, I actually don't like mind the bottom half. I just think that the very top center was just like doing too much, and it should have been planned out a little better, make the clouds a little smaller, make them less saturated maybe, I'm not sure, but that's my main problem with the spread. Overall, I think that the first spread is better than this one, but I would love to hear your thoughts down below, what you guys think of this setup. Again, you guys will see in a couple weeks if I keep this one or if I make a new one. I will definitely let you know, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment down below if you've tried acrylic markers in your bullet journal before or if you want to. And as always, subscribe because I post bullet journal videos almost every Saturday. I love you guys so much, and I will see you next week.